So guys, in this video we are going to see and learn about drum brakes. Let's start our video. So basically a drum brake is a brake in which the friction is caused by a set of shoes or pads that press against a rotating drum shaped part called brake drum. The term drum brake usually means a brake in which shoes press on the inner surface of the drum. When shoes presses on the outside of the drum, it is usually called a clasp brake. And what are the different functions of drum brakes? Let's see. The first function of brake drum are to stop the vehicle in certain possible distance in case of emergency, to control the vehicle when it is travel along the hills. And the third very basic function of the brake drum is to keep the vehicle in desired position after bringing it in complete rest when there is no driver. Now let's see what are the different component we are using in brake drum, and let's see the component, or let's see as you can see construction. As you can see in this figure, there are different parts. As you can see, back plate, brake drum, wheel cylinder, brake shoes, brake lining, return spring and piston. These are the components used in this figure. As you can see here, hardware and springs, wheel cylinder, backing plate, parking brake cable, and self adjuster and brake shoes. Now let's see one by one all about this component of brake drum. So the first one is back plate. The black plate, the back plate serves as the base on which all the components are assembled. It attaches to the axle and form a solid surface for the wheel cylinder, brake shoes and assorted hardware. Since all the braking operations exert pressure on the back plate, it needs to be very strong and resistant to any wear and tear or corrosion. So guys, I hope you understood about back plate. As you can see in this figure, this is back plate. Now let's see brake drum. So the brake drum is generally made of special type of cast irons. It is positioned very close to the brake shoe without actually touching it, and rotates with the wheel and axle. As the lining is pushed against the inner surface of the drum, friction heat can reach as high as 600 degree Fahrenheit. As the lining is pushed against the inner surface of the drum, friction heat can reach as high as 600 degree Fahrenheit. As you can see here, brake drum. Now let's see wheel cylinder. So basically one wheel cylinder is used for each wheel. Two piston operates the shoes, one at each of the wheel cylinders. So guys, generally one wheel cylinder is used for each wheel. When hydraulic pressure from the master cylinder acts upon the piston cup, the pistons are pushed towards the shoes, forcing them against the drum. Now let's see what what uh, what are brake shoes. So guys, generally brake shoes are made of two pieces of sheets steel welded together. The friction material is attached to the lining table either by adjusting adhesive, bonding or riveting. As you can see in this figure, this is brake shoes. Now let's see what are the working principle. So the guys, generally the drum brake stops the tires from rotating by using the hydraulic pressure transmitted from the master cylinder to the wheel cylinder to press the brake shoes against the brake drum, which is rotating together with the tire. When hydraulic pressure is to the wheel cylinder disappears, the forces of the return spring pushes the shoes away from the inner surface of the drum and return it to its original position. So I hope you understood how drum brake works. Let's see what are the different advantage and disadvantage of using brake drum. So guys, the first advantage is drum brakes are smaller for the same brake force, and the second advantage is drum brakes don't need a hydraulic system for activation, and the third advantage of using brake drum, due to simple in construction, it can be easily repaired, and the fifth one is due to the fact that a drum brake friction contact area is at the circumference of the brake. A drum brake can provide more braking force than an equal diameter disc brake. So I hope you understood all of these advantages of using drum brake. Now let's see what are the different disadvantages. So the first disadvantage of using drum brake is the use of many clips and springs make overhaul of the brake drum assembly very time consuming. And the second disadvantage is another problem with drum brakes is that if a vehicle is driven through water, it takes longer to get the brakes working efficiently. And the third disadvantage is when the drums are heated by hard braking, the diameter of the drum increases slightly due to thermal expansion. This means the brakes should have to move further and the brakes pedal has to be depressed further. So I hope you understood these three disadvantages of using brake drum. Now, so I hope you understood about brake drums. Guys, if you want to solve multiple choice question based on SSC GATE for mechanical EC or for triple E, then please visit robojala.com, and for more video please subscribe my YouTube channel Make Ujala.